Hello, and welcome to the Borealis Experience. I'm your host, Aurora, life coach and companion on this beautiful journey called life. I hope you feel good. I hope you feel loved, supported, understood. If you do not feel good at the moment, I hope I can bring you some light and understanding and comfort. I want to create a space for you where you can rest and recharge your batteries, where you can reflect and simply be yourself for a moment. I read a beautiful quote today. It said, if you want to be in a good place, get out of your head and into the present moment. I read this several times and just thought to myself, wow, that's extremely easy to say, but not easy at all to translate into reality at times. Because what if the present moment is a total shit show? A storm of chaos, pain, uncertainty, hostility, adversity, right? And then you tell a person, just be in the present moment. Just breathe. Just go for a walk. Just exercise. Just cuddle your dog. No. I know all too well that sometimes that is not an option. Sometimes life gets so rough and it just doesn't stop getting rougher. And at night, you're just thankful that you have a roof over your head and you crawl into your bed and try to fall asleep in fetal position, but can't really find sleep. Life is tough. Life is really unfair at times. And how can we help people? How can I help people to not give up and to not despair? And today I want to talk about how I can help people to be gentle on themselves when shit goes south. Because what us humans tend to do is that the little bit of control we have over our mind and our body, we're gonna use against ourselves, right? The little bit of influence we have. I'm a big proponent, so to say, that life is a mystery and there's nothing much we have control of. Sometimes a couple glimpses, and sometimes we think. And that's the wrong word. We're not conscious about it, but then whatever we can control, and this time around, it's our body, ourselves, we're also going to mistreat instead of imagining ourselves in the eye of a storm, of the eye of a tornado, if you want to picture that. And to be there with ourselves and not endure the situation, but trust that it's going to pass. Sometimes we have a steady routine. Let's take intermittent fasting. Let's take yoga, any kind of exercise. Let's take napping or even masturbation. Sometimes we have our little tools, our little tricks that help us relax. But sometimes when life gets so intense, we either stop doing them or we start doing our exercising, our little helpers in a way that they're not doing us a service anymore, right? It depends how you eat. It depends how you exercise. You can go to the gym or climb up a mountain with the most resentful, safe, hateful, or self-hate attitude, so the how becomes critical. Because I feel there's a lot of people out there who have very good practices, very good routines, but when life gets tough, sometimes we use it against ourselves. We think, yeah, but I need that exercise. It always makes me feel good. So I have to stick to my routine now because it's all I have. It's everything I can control in my life right now. But maybe you need something else. Maybe you need a chat with your best friend and you need to open up. Make your heart soft again. Maybe you need complete surrender and just lay there and be real with how you feel and see where you're at. Yeah, you are in the midst of a storm. Yeah, you feel sick. Yeah, everything overwhelms you. You're exhausted. You're being a jerk to your spouse, to your children. You have to become real with it, and you can't run away, and you sure shouldn't use your tools that usually help you against you. Right? Maybe you have an awesome exercise routine and you should just drop it for a day and have a nap. And a lot of us forget who we are, right? When we're in the midst of a crisis, we forget our needs. And if you didn't know who you were before the crisis, a crisis can also be a stepping stone to getting to know yourself better, to getting to know what you need to get through this phase in your life. So I invite you to be curious, to reach out to people and to think of people that you admire, that you look up to, and see how they would deal with your situation. Would they approach the problem from the same angle? Or would it be a different angle that you still have resistance to consider because it's just not your style, right? Sometimes we choose suffering unconsciously because, first of all, we might not have been given the tools to navigate through this kind of storm, or we are seeing ourselves in a different light and we refuse to step out of our box and to approach the situation with fresh eyes, right? Sometimes we are like these little toy cars that you drag back and then you let them go and then they fast forward, so to say. They run by themselves, and sometimes you hit against the same wall over and over again, and you make your life so much tougher than it's necessary to be. There's a solution to every problem. Sometimes it just can get a little messy. Sometimes you gotta jump into the cold water of uncertainty and put the situation to a halt, to a complete stop, in order to protect yourself. And by protecting yourself, meaning to end this war and also to protect the people around you that you might have started to treat like shit because you were so stressed out. So by taking a step back and looking at how do other people deal with this kind of situation? Can I learn from other people? Can I talk to somebody neutral open up about my stuff and receive advice that is going to benefit me? Can I see that I might be using the wrong tools for this job and I want to have a fresh perspective on this? And you will find a way out. The human species is so incredibly resilient. You are so incredibly resilient, but I understand sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes we feel there's no way out, and I'm here to tell you that yes, there is always a way out. There will be some, compromises. There will be some attitude shifts. You will certainly need to surrender to the situation and stop resisting to it. You will have to come crystal clear with how you feel and communicate what you deal with. And if it is not to other people, to yourself, to connect to yourself, right? To see again the picture sitting in the eye of the storm, of the thunder, of the tornado, and to know, to admit that you are in crisis. Sometimes just admitting it alone is going to give you release around your heart area. And this is such an important step to do, because sometimes we're just paddling, we're, fighting and doing and exhausting ourselves even more. And we make the situation worse instead of stepping back, looking at the pile of shit that is sitting in front of us and just admitting, hey, I'm at the end of my power here. I don't know what to do. And I know it's so incredibly tough to admit this to yourself, especially if you are a hard worker, a provider of a family, a person with strong worth ethic and pride, But enduring is not going to make you stronger. It's going to make you weaker. And it's going to turn you into a bitter person. And in order to not turn bitter, I want you to offer that path of surrender. Surrender to yourself. Surrender to the situation. Open up. Admit. And help will be on its way. It can be your spouse, your children. It can be your friends. It can be a coach. It can be your parents. It can be a stranger that will give you the key to a more easy life. We're all together in this. Please don't forget. And we can all support each other in ways that it's just hard to imagine. In my biggest distress, I open up to people I met along my way while I was traveling, and I learned to trust people again through my pain and through surrendering and open up to people. It was so magical because I thought I had to endure and do it alone. And it doesn't mean that you dump your problem onto another person. It just means that you speak it out, and there is people out there who will listen to you and help you out. Rock bottom is rock bottom. Admit to it, and then start digging yourself out with the help of others. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm sending you a big warm hug. I'm so extremely grateful to have you here. I'm extremely thankful for all donations that rained into the Borealis Experience account last week. You guys are awesome, and thanks for receiving my message. This is how I can keep my podcast sustainable. So thanks for all donations. That was very generous and kind of you. It's a give and take here, and I feel appreciated. So thank you so much, and I will be out there for you very soon again. Bye-bye.